So if you've been watching the news, you know cyber attacks are happening all over in a bunch of different sectors. From public safety systems to banks to utilities, everything is under attack. Some even taking place in municipal water systems and hospitals that have shut them down. Today I'm going to give you some examples and tell you some of the things you can get to be better prepared when we come back. All right, folks, welcome back. So we're not used to preparing for what we can't see. You can feel an earthquake, it's coming, you can prepare for a storm, it's coming, but for a cyber attack, it's kind of this esoteric thing that's out there in the ether, and you can't really know what's going to happen or what you're going to do to get prepared for it. That's kind of why I wanted to make this video today and give you a basic idea. Probably a lot of you watching are already pretty well prepared for it. There are some things on the financial and paperwork end of things that you may not have prepared for yet, but these are some ideas. And I wanted to also give you a little bit of a quick overview of what's going on, because it's getting really serious. All right, since the conflict between Israel and Palestine, cyber attacks have really been started up, mostly by Iranian proxies. And this is pretty much the new era of digital warfare that could place you on the so-called front lines, in a way. So let's get over a few things that are happening in the USA as far as cyber attacks go. The first thing was a cyber attack that closed emergency rooms in 3 states, all right? If you guys are familiar with Ardent Health, they oversee hospitals in Texas, New Mexico, Oklahoma, and they were targeted over Thanksgiving. It shut down emergency rooms in at least 3 states. One of the hospital facilitators warned that it forced them to divert patients to other facilities. Ardent Health oversees 30 hospitals in states across the USA, in Texas, Oklahoma, New Mexico, and it had been targeted by a ransomware attack over the Thanksgiving weekend. For those that don't know, a ransomware attack is, your computer screen lights up and says, we'll give you back your files if you send us 1 million Bitcoin. That kind of a thing. We'll give you the key to decrypt it. Otherwise, we'll just destroy all your info. So that's kind of how that works. All right. So that's the first thing. And that's not good. Now, all of us worried about banks and pulled all our monies out of banks, right? Well, where did we go? We went to credit unions. And where did the hackers go? Credit unions. So now credit unions have been hit by ransomware attacks. 60 different credit unions over the last couple of weeks have been hit by different types of ransomware attacks and outages because of a single provider that the institutions use. Now, that's kind of a bad thing in the IT world, a choke point. Like every business funnels into this one little clearinghouse for this much information. Bad thing to happen, because when that gets hacked, all the other businesses on the periphery go down as well. So that happened last Friday. The National Credit Union Association, the NCUA, that's the agency that insures deposits for all credit unions, said in a statement to ABC News that it was coordinating with the affected unions in the wake of the hack. The full extent of the outage isn't fully known even yet, all right? So now you're getting credit unions and banks hacked. Okay. Next up, Thanksgiving hack on a North Carolina city caused all their employee data to leak out. So you work for this little tiny town. I think it was, what was it called again? Hendersonville in North Carolina. It's about 15,000 people there, okay? And you work there as maybe a fireman, a sanitation worker, whatever. Well, guess what? Now some hacker has all your personal information, social security number, bank accounts, all that stuff, because no one gets a paycheck anymore. Everything's direct deposited, so they're going to have your bank info. All that information got leaked out. I believe that was done by a group of hackers targeting the software that the city uses to manage employee information. Doesn't say if what software was attacked, but it was the software that they use, okay? So now that's happened. Lastly, and this one's really bad, and this is one of the reasons why I have some of these things out on the table, the U.S. water systems are now being targeted by Iran-linked cyber attacks in different states. So U.S. federal agencies have warned that Iran-linked hacking groups are targeting Israeli-made devices used in multiple different U.S. industries, including water systems. That's not good, all right? Water is really important. Your municipal water filter system, that filters your water and sends it to you. If that goes down for too long, things can back up, sewage can get in, then you got a mess, all right? There is no way to recover from that other than purging all the water and starting over again. So these are just a few things that are happening, okay? What I want to do is give you a little bit of positive note on how you can be better prepared for it. Now, some of these things I'm sure you already have. Things like food and water and stuff like that, okay? That's pretty basic. But there are some other things, and we're going to talk about them next. So how do you deal with a hospital getting hacked? You know, when you need to go to the hospital, you need to go. Trust me. I remember back a few months ago when I needed my gallbladder out, I needed to go. But the best way you can do that, the best chance you have, is to stay as healthy as possible. All right. You know, if you're working on an exercise program, you know, I go to the gym almost every day. If you're working on some kind of exercise program, now isn't the time to quit. Try not to eat a lot of junk food. Try to eat healthier. Make sure you're getting enough water, enough exercise, all that to keep yourself healthy. You're going to need to be healthy when things go down anyway. So why not start with that and try to keep yourself out of the hospital to begin with. Also, you can stock up on over-the-counter meds. Very important. We see how quickly those go. We remember last year with the kids' Tylenol and stuff, the children's Tylenol, all that stuff disappeared in a heartbeat, and it was gone for months. So you can stock up on over-the-counter meds, things you use, stupid things. Like I always say, you know, in the summertime, I brought this out to show you, I use this because my nose gets really stuffed. I have like 60 of these now. I've put them away. I've stocked up on them. Do I need them every day? No, but when I get my allergy attacks and my nose gets clogged, I have a convenience. It's not a life or death thing. Would I live without it? Sure. But it's a nice convenience. So stock up on the over-counter meds as well as prescription stuff. Now, you guys know I've worked with Jace Medical in the past. Jace has something new that you can do, and that's called Jace Daily. What it is the average everyday kind of maintenance medications that a lot of people take. Blood pressure pills, cholesterol drugs, stuff like that. Anything you need to take daily, you can get it now through Jace. So I will leave you a link down below. I do have a discount code for Jace Medical as well. That's the Jace case with just the antibiotics. The antibiotics are very important because you don't want to get an infection, and if you're already dealing with a system, let's say your water systems have been hacked and you got sewage coming out of your tap water, you know, you don't have a way to wash up, so you definitely want to store water as well. But if you do get infections, that's a good way to take care of it. And I just love their stuff. I've dealt with them a few times before now. It is a little more expensive than going online and buying your prescription meds off some random website, you know, where you don't know if it's real or not. But you know this stuff's real. It's legal. It's prescribed to you, and it's coming to your house. Okay. You also have the advantage of having a medical screening before. So if any of this stuff counteracts with you, anything you're taking, they'll know it. And the ability to call them up and say, hey, you know what? My stomach's kind of queasy, and my back hurts, and I'm not sure what's going on. Can you tell me if this is an infection or what should I take? And they'll be able to help you with the antibiotics, as well as a guide with the book, too. There's a book with a guide in it that tells you what to take. Now, next up, because we mentioned the water stuff, water filters. Very basic, rudimentary one here. Obviously, I have plenty more than that. I have, even all sorts of different reverse osmosis systems and everything, portable ones. But water filters are very important. Your municipal water systems get hacked. You get a boil water order from the county or state or wherever you live. Now you got a way to keep your water clean, okay? And if you can, harvest water from somewhere near around you that hasn't been infected or gotten disgustingly dirty, you have a way to filter it too. So water filters are important. Power, okay? Next thing they're going to do is hack a power station. I guarantee you sometime coming up soon, some power station is going to get hacked if it hasn't already. Generating power, I think, is going to be the next big thing. Being able to generate your own power during emergencies. We rely, as much as we like to say we're going to live, in the middle of the woods in a tent, off grid, we rely on power for a lot of stuff. Some people may have medical devices they need to power up, like CPAP machines. Get yourself a power station. It doesn't need to be an anchor here like I'm showing you. It can be whatever you can. Get yourself something that'll suit your needs. If you only need 300 watts, get one that's 300 watts. If you need 4,000 watts, you may want to get a bigger one. So you got to remember that. You got to find yourself a power station or a way to generate power. You can build your own stuff. You guys have seen my videos from Lacetti where I put together their kits. That's just an empty box and you drop a battery in. You guys have seen that before. You know it's great. Get yourself some way to be powered up. You can get a gasoline generator as well. You guys, a few months back, saw me do that little gas generator that I have. I love that thing. It's worked very, very well. Get yourself something. Okay. Next up, gas or fuels in general. Fuels for your stove, fuels for your car, fuels for your generator. Whatever you're going to need fuels for, stock up on it. Remember that, a lot of people have this idea of, I'm going to run to the store at the last minute. That's why I have some cash, and we'll get to that in a minute. I'm going to run to the store at the last minute, buy everything I need. Well, 50,000 other people are going to be there ahead of you or there with you. You want to stay out of that survival situation. So definitely store yourself some gas or fuels for generators, cars, your stoves, whatever you're going to be doing, okay? Next up, be very careful. This is something I stress because I like my privacy. I know I'm on YouTube and everybody knows who I am. But in general, I like my privacy. I hate those cards that you got to give them all your information for at the grocery store. I hate that. I don't like being databased is the best way to put it. Be careful about who you're giving your personal information to. Okay? Ask for your job's privacy policy. Avoid giving personal information out that you don't need to. I know in Nevada, a lot of places have gone to scanning IDs every time you buy an age-restricted product. That is like the biggest security risk in the universe for identity theft. You don't know where that thing's being stored, where that information is being stored. And, you know, the clerk has been told to tell you, oh, no, they're just checking your birth date and making sure your license is valid. No, thanks. I'll go to the places that don't do it because they know I'm old enough to purchase those things, all right? I don't like the databasing aspect of it. Oh, this guy bought a bottle of beer on this day and a bottle of wine that day. And, you know, I don't like that. I just hate that idea that somebody's collecting all your sales information. So keep an eye on your personal information and give a close eye on your debit and credit cards as well. If you don't log into your bank account every morning, it's a good idea too. I do it every morning. I get up, I log into my PayPal accounts, my other accounts, my bank accounts, whatever, and I check. Okay, is the right amount there? Did I get that deposit? Is that good? Good. Okay. And I know. So at least I start the day off knowing everything is okay. If I spot a problem, it's early in the morning, I can call the bank before I have to go do anything, like do a video today, and say, hey, I noticed there's a $200, debit in my account from a company I don't know. And they can get it taken care of usually by the end of the day. All right, next up, keep cash, all right? Now, this is kind of controversial in some circles of survivalists because they feel that cash is going to be worthless, and it will be. A couple weeks down the road, because you can use that as toilet paper. The first few days of any kind of disaster, cash is going to be king, okay? I can't tell you how much to keep because I don't know how much you eat. I don't know how much you use every day. Maybe you buy lunch every day, and maybe that's not going to work out because the stores are shut down too from the power outage from the cyber attack. But if you do use cash, and if you do use a debit card every day, you might want to keep cash around just in case, okay? The first, even a short-term thing, if we're going to have to deal with power outages and system hacks and things being shut down, all the lights could be on. You could walk into your local Walmart and find out their system's been hacked and you can't pay with anything but cash. Keep cash around. You don't have to keep thousands and thousands of dollars. I try to keep 3 shopping trips worth. My weekly shopping trips. I wouldn't necessarily use it for that, but it's a good kind of metric for me to balance it out and decide how much I want to keep in my house. And make sure you're storing it somewhere secure. Big, heavy safe, bolted to the floor, like we do here, okay? All right, secure all personal data. Buy a safe. Store your private documents in there. I know people that leave their private information all over their desks. You may have a service worker come in. You don't know what that person is. He could steal your information, steal your identity. He could pass that on to hackers, your passwords or whatever, and they could get in the system and work from inside the system. You don't want that to happen. Store your personal information somewhere safe. Your private information, your medical information, store that stuff in a safe. Get a dedicated safe. Again, a heavy-duty, good quality, dedicated safe. Really all you want to do with that kind of stuff is keep prying eyes out. Nobody's going to come into your house and do a repair on your sink and try to crack open your safe in the meantime, obviously. So you really want to keep prying eyes away from that. That's the kind of stuff that can lead to bigger hacks. All right, finish up the video here. Keep yourself an encrypted file on some kind of storage device of your personal documents, your driver's license, your insurance company, your cards, your home insurance, your flood policy, whatever. Keep it on an encrypted hard drive. This is just a regular hard drive. I've used an encryption program on this, and I encrypt all my information. This is the actual drive. And don't worry, you can't get anything off it until I give you the password. I keep this in my safe. It has pictures of all of my IDs, my stuff like that. Anything important on here is on this drive, securely put away in my safe, so it's locked away and encrypted. That way, if there's a disaster, if there's some kind of database outage, whatever, I can pull this up on a computer and say, see, look, this is my insurance policy, or that is my driver's license, or that's who I am, or, that kind of stuff. Keep those backups encrypted and put away, okay? Change your privacy settings on your phone, okay? Always check your privacy settings. Do not use location features. If you're using an app that needs to use your location or your GPS, turn that off. Only use it for the app and then shut it off again. That's what I do. I don't like these phones tracking your location everywhere you go. Again, it's databasing, it's privacy. It's very important you keep that off, because that's another way that you personally can get hacked or you personally can get messed with, and it's a good idea and common practice anyway. You should be changing your administrative passwords on your routers at least every few months, okay, your Wi-Fi passwords. Lastly, communication plan. We all know our cell phones are made in China. If, God forbid, we ever went to war with China, you can bet that probably a lot of them would stop working. Have yourself a communication plan. It could be as simple as going to Walmart and buying a couple of those blister pack FRS radios. It could be as complex as sitting down and studying for a ham license and learning a whole new thing, okay? So definitely get a comm plan going. I have back there a FRS radio, a MERS radio, which is a license-free a bunch of channels on the 154 megahertz band. I have a ham radio, and I also have a GMRS radio, which is as simple as paying a $35 license fee, and you get your GMRS license. These are ways to communicate with your loved ones and family when your phone lines might be down, or the power might be off, and there's only so much power left in those cell towers. After 8-9 hours, they're dead. The batteries in them are dead. You know, we usually say food, water, way to cook it, all that. You know that stuff. And you know I trust both Freeze-Dried Wholesalers and Thrive Life with a lot of my storage goods. You saw me put together that shelf last week. You guys saw how much food was on that shelf from Thrive and Freeze-Dried Wholesalers. So I trust them with my own personal safety and my own personal storage and emergency food preparedness, and I think you guys can too. Don't forget my Freeze-Dried Wholesaler link will save you 15% just for using it. Now, something I did forget to mention really quickly, because I want to wrap this up before the video becomes a half an hour video, is lighting. Okay, these are awesome. These are Lucy lights. You stick the solar panel in the window there, or you can charge this one actually with USB. You blow them up, you hang them, and boom, you got a light. So very, very handy. You saw me review this the other day. These are awesome. Fold out little camp lights, awesome for in your home or outside. And of course, there's the good old standby Coleman propane or gas lanterns, you know. There's tons of options out there. LEDs rule the world right now. You can get LED lights that you can plug into your power station, power up everything. Anyway, folks, those are just some ideas. If you have some more ideas, especially if you're in the financial sector and you want to leave your ideas in the comments, you know, ways you can protect yourself from being hacked or getting caught in one of these cyber attacks, definitely leave your comments down below. We welcome them all. These are just some very rudimentary, basic things you can do. There's a lot more advanced stuff you can do. Don't forget to check all the links down below. If you're interested in the power station, I have a link for that. I have my Jace Medical link down there. You can get 10% off using that code that I have there, $10 off. I'm sorry, not 10%. We have our Freeze-Dried Wholesalers link. That's 15% off just for using the link, okay? Our Amazon affiliate store. A lot of this stuff is in that store, a lot of the radios and stuff. You can check out there. If there's nothing you like, just shop with that link whenever you shop on Amazon. Helps the channel out. Doesn't cost you anything. And don't forget our Thrive Life freeze-dried food store hiding out back there. Love my Thrive food. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me. If you like the content, leave a thumbs up. If you don't, hey, leave a thumbs down. It's cool. Stay safe and stay prepared.